back again. Right, now as before we had sanded all the base on that and we had gone through and done all the nice little bit of writing on there. Still backwards. Anyway, so what are we going to do here? Adorn the safety gloves because the resin can get rather sticky, but more so the oil on your hands. You don't really want that all over the resin and the wood. So you want to touch it as least as possible. And these are quite good. Alright, so we're going to be doing the bottom of that. Now, as you know, with our little scale and everything like that, the smallest that we actually do is around about what we call a 5 and 3 mix, which is 8 mils of resin. With my little cloth, there it is. So that's pretty much the smallest we go, because anything smaller than that, you're trying to mix together only a couple of mils of fluid, and basically by the time you've potted it up, there's nothing really left to put on the actual piece that you're doing. So of course the bigger number is the resin, because you want some more resin. So we want 5 of that. I'll get some light behind the cup so I can see. Whoop, there we go. Oh geez. Hey, dead on the dot. Straight out of there, dead on the. It's a bit warm today. Not really meant to do this when it's quite hot sort of thing, but it's not too bad today, but the resin's quite runny. Get our mixing cup, which is always stuck there. Alright, so in we go with the 5 mils of resin. I'll just try and hook that on there again, see if I can drop it in like last time. Sometimes the hooks work, sometimes they don't. No, it's so runny it stopped dripping anyway. There we go. So that's our 5, and then we get our little syringy thing out, and make sure that it's nice and clear. Don't want any little bits in there. They're going to get in the way. Now that's all cleared out. We'll see how much of this we can suck up. We want a full 3 mils if we can. That's looking pretty full to me. That's a full 3 mil. So bring that over. In it goes. As you can see, we're literally pouring that much. That's what we've got to mix together. So anything smaller than that, and they pretty much say mix it 50-50 and hope for the best. So don't really do anything smaller than that. So normally you try and have a few little jobs on the go at the same time. We do in here always have little jobs on the go, but some of them stay under wraps so people don't see them, because a lot of the stuff we do around here is for presents. Realistically, it's a better way of saving money than any other way. Is don't buy presents, make them. People appreciate them too. Anyway, so back to what we do, and oh, there goes the compressor. I'll go and shut that up before it starts kicking some dust around, and I'll mix this up. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we've shut everything down and made sure that this has had a good stir. I've been stirring for about 2 minutes, as they suggest, and as you can see, we're not playing with very much. But believe it or not, in our case, this is quite a lot. So you'll see I won't use a lot of this. Well, I'll use a bit of it, but not a lot of it on this. Now, once it's had its good mix, I'll try and give it a bit of a tap without taking the stick out of the resin, just to try and get some of the bubbles to come up to the surface without creating any more. Because you're going to get bubbles. You're mixing fluids up. So, all we do, this seems to be our favourite pour spot because it's getting bigger and bigger. Whoop, hang on, I'll get my hand out of the way. How about that? Now you can see what I'm actually doing. Alright. We pour that on, making sure not to drip any on the side. Now, I've got this book here to slide underneath there because this table's not exactly level. So we just use that. That tends to give us a nice level and an adjustment. We can tip it any which way we like by just moving the book around the cup. You can see that sort of levelling there. This is a self-leveling fluid, which most fluids are. I'll give it a good pour. That might be a bit too much, but we'll see. Nearly all of it went in there. It's very runny at the moment. Okay, so a bit too high on that side, going to that side too much. It's literally like waiting for paint to cover a surface, not paint to dry, but to cover a surface. Let's give you a bit. Yeah. Whoop. Do that. There you go. There you're level. If everything else is going to be level, you might as well be level. Alright. You can see it's coming closer to this edge here. I don't know if you can pick that up or not. I can bring it a bit closer maybe. There. So I want to try and drop it down to that side so it actually runs that way a bit more. This way I don't actually touch the cup, it's quite good. This base will actually soak up a lot of the actual resin as well. But the main thing we want to do is make sure that it coats the whole surface nice and evenly. Now it's coming back over to this edge. If you're wondering what that funny noise is, we have a fur ball down below us snoring. So if you think it's something else, it's not me. Alright, hopefully this will run all the way across to that side there. Bring it all the way around. I would normally move this with a stick, but I've put quite a bit on there that I think, no, we're not over the surface. If I come down to this level here, I can see straight across and see if it's actually going to go and break over the actual edge surface. So I'll make sure that it is fully covered, but then I'll actually use this little stick, and you can use the surface tension of this fluid just to bring it right to the very, very edge of the cup to make sure that the whole thing is coated. And if you use it right, it's a bit harder during the warmer temperatures, you can actually draw it out. Wish I could actually show you that happening. I might try and get hold of this and see if we can hang on to you. 2 seconds. Okay, that's a bit better spot for you to sit. So, now, as you can see the surface, oh, I don't want to put too much, don't want to put any more on there. At the moment, we'll try and keep as much off as we can over here. So, hopefully in that light there, you can pick up that this part here, you can see it's still brown, because the coating hasn't quite gone that far over. It's moved all the way to the edge around there. But if I use this stick, I can actually just get hold of the surface tension and just bring it to the edge like that, and you can actually see it following the stick around. I'm actually left-handed here, so this is a bit wobbly. But you can actually see it ride the edge just enough, just to coat, but without dropping over the edge. And that's what you want to do. Take a bit of that off. And then if I come onto this side, I know, not a good shot from your angle, but I'm doing the same thing over here. Just all the way around the edge. Without allowing it to roll over. And there we are. So from the top here I can see still a little bit around there. Now, before you saw that it was all not that really nicely sanded, shiny sanded finish that you normally see. But once we actually do what we have done, when you look over the top, all is forgotten. So we'll just keep that there. Right, now at this stage, we get trusty flame. Always light it away so the sparks are all gone before you bring it up. Just a quick waft over the top just to make sure there's no bubbles. And that's sitting quite pretty, quite nice. Everything's looking pretty lovely and level, and nothing's rolled over the edge anywhere that I can see. So that there is pouring the base. Now the hardest thing at the moment will be to get it from here up to the bake, which is one of the issues that I have. So I'm considering putting the bake down inside here. But at the moment I don't want to get any dust or anything on this, so I need to close up the resin section so that it stays nice and sealed. And as long as that stays level like that, I might even leave it where it's sitting. As long as it doesn't go to one side, I think it's sitting pretty happy. I just know that the bake is very level at the moment where it is. That's why I don't like moving it, because I have to readjust it. But anyway, stop talking and we'll call that one pouring the base. Thanks.